So Nova and I have been arguing all day long that Scab's Cutter Butter is not broken. I'm trying to convince her it's not. She will not listen. Can you guys at least come and join me and try and convince her otherwise? Nova, please. Scabs, even according to H's replay, is like the worst rogue card of all the Barons cards. Not gonna convince me other... Well, you do make an awfully good point there. Oh, and you're tired? Okay, well, I guess we'll go to bed and cuddle. Guys, I don't think I'm ever gonna convince Nova that Scabs isn't broken, so can you guys just believe us? It's really broken.
Let's get salty!
Hey everyone, and welcome to This Week in Hearthstone, the 40th edition of our weekly news recap series, where we take a look at all the news and events in the past week in the Hearthstone world. And well, there's some spicy drama, as always these days, it seems like. Before we go into that, we had the Golden Bundle giveaway a few videos ago, and I have picked the winners. They're listed here. If you are one of them, please check your inbox to message me. And if they don't claim the bundles within 24 hours, I will select new winners. So thank you everyone for entering for that. But let's get into the top stories. And first, is Hearthstone Esports caught scamming its own players? We have a hot story we'll take a look at there. We also have the Grandmasters results from this weekend on NA, Asia, and EU. We'll go over all the results there, as well as the mailbag segment where I answer your questions. So first, we're going to start off with, is Blizzard caught scamming its own Master Tour players? Is something going on? And this all started when I actually mentioned this thread to give some attention to it by Shovan Barakat. I'm sorry for mispronouncing his name, but he basically had this long Twitter thread. I'll link it below if you want to take a look, but effectively it mentioned that he had qualified for a Masters Tour event. If you're not aware, to qualify for a Masters Tour event, you either have to win like an open cup or get a bunch of top 8s, or you finish top 16 ladder, which he did. He finished top 16 on the Asia Pacific region, which qualified him, but he is from Bangladesh, and Bangladesh has some special, laws and regulations there, and he was aware of that, so he contacted Blizzard, HS Esports themselves, in a series of emails saying, is he eligible to participate? And they came back to him and answered accordingly that no, he's not. According to their standard Bangladesh laws or whatever, he's not eligible to receive prize for like card games. It's against the law. It's nothing to do with Blizzard or HS Esports. It's just something that they can't do, so he's not eligible. So he thought that was fine, whatever, it moved on. But then he received an email from Blizzard inviting him to the event to come play, despite having this email chain. So he signed up and it allowed him to play. He was able to sign up and he finished pretty high. He finished near top 100, earning around $750 in prize winnings. So when he then emailed Blizzard about, getting his prize, they said he was not eligible, that he could not win the prize. And my issue with this and why he felt he was being scammed out of it is, well, he took, he spent all weekend, he played in the tournament, took his time and did well. And because he got the invites, he assumed that, well, I guess it's okay to play. Why would they send this invite? But no, basically Blizzard just doesn't really have their stuff all that well together at HS Esports, and it just automatically sent him this invite even though he's ineligible. There was another person in this Twitter thread that said they had received an invite despite being ineligible as well, but he participated but he didn't win, so didn't feel as bad. But yes, this player felt like he was kind of scammed, left out, but it's just a complicated thing that basically HS Esports needs to get their stuff together, and we're going to go through a long laundry list of things that HS Esports has messed up within the calendar year. It's pretty bad, and I want to just call them out to get their crap together, because it's not fair to the players or the player base to have to go through this. And let's just quickly go through the list. So recently, we talked about last week, XBlize being accused of cheating. He was investigated. They cleared. They said, no, he was not caught. They don't think he was cheating. It wasn't win trading. He was accused of win trading last weekend, but he was still punished for an undisclosed reason and lost 2 points in the standings, which nobody knows. There's no details on why, and that's just really weird, and there should be some transparency there, but no, nobody knows anything about that. Next, Just Saying left GM pretty recently. He retired right before the beginning of the season, and when he did that, they appointed the wrong guy in his place. They appointed Pavling Book, despite being third on the list in terms of standings, to be promoted to GM. Pavling Book ended up making a twit longer to say he would withdraw, knowing that it wasn't his spot to belong with, and it ended up going to Tincho. But again, how do you not even know your own standings and appoint the wrong guy GM? Thankfully, Pavling Book was a complete class act about it and stepped down accordingly. Next, there was the Zalay thing where he was accused of things from his ex-girlfriend, and basically HSC Sports ignored it for 3 months, and then last second, when there was pressure brought onto them by me and some other people, they decided, oh, we're just going to suspend Zalay without actually investigating. Last second, literally the day the GM was going to go live, and as they decided that was the start of the season, they didn't replace him. Caravaggio was supposed to take his spot, but because they waited to the absolute last second, Caravaggio was not appointed, and you can tell by his Twitter thread here, or his profile, he's not exactly thrilled about that. And yeah, that's just another repercussion of that. And they also had one Masters Tour event this year where they posted the wrong winnings. They actually had the wrong number for the amount of winnings that was, I think, for like 8th or something. And then they changed it the day the tournament started to be less money that was originally posted. So there just seems to be like a complete slippery slope of complete incompetence there, or just laziness, or just things slipping through the cracks. And I just want to call them out. Get your shit together. Stop screwing all these people over. These are, it's money and livelihood for a lot of these people. You cost a guy Grandmaster spot. I mean, Zalay didn't even get properly investigated. I know I wanted him to get investigated, but at least investigate, see if something's going on. But no, they just blindly suspended him to get people to be quiet. And then they don't even appoint a replacement, screwing over Caravaggio. So that's all just garbage, and I think it's really bad. But there is one positive thing to all of this. Fino did like a fundraiser on his stream, raising $750 for Siobhan. He raised the money through his stream, so Siobhan, not so scammed after all, will end up getting some money out of this. So Fino, really big shout out to him to do that. No obligation to do that whatsoever, and through the his great community, they raised some money. So there is some positivity. It might not be through Blizzard, but Fino did a really good job. Next, we have the Grandmasters results, where it was still, I believe, last hero standing. On NA, we saw yet again a monster performance from No Hands, winning the entire group yet again. He is wrapped. I think he's first overall in NA standings, basically has it wrapped. He is going to be moving on to the playoffs for sure. So No Hands absolutely killing it. He defeated Nalgadan in the final, with Monsanto in Killing All Day wrapping up the final four. Over on EU, RDU again killing it. Mage, he keeps talking about just being, his juice, doing really well with it. He defeated Boston in the finals, with Leda and Felkeen wrapping up the top four. So again, RDU killing it in BGs and on the Grandmaster scene. So congrats to RDU. And over on the Asia Pacific region, we saw the world champion, defending world champion, Glory, defeat Allen in the finals, with Tiz and High 3 rounding out the top four. There's still a few weeks left in Grandmasters. We'll probably start going over the standings and who might be relegated. There's already some players relegated already. We'll probably break that down a little bit more next week. So if you want more breakdowns of the standings and all that, tune in next week for next week's This Week in Hearthstone. We'll start really diving into that to get ready for the playoffs coming up. And lastly, we have the mailbag segment where I answer your questions. Again, if you have a question for me, leave a comment in the comments below with mailbag in the comments so I can easily spot it. So first, we have Newer Gamer asking, how do you feel right now? We are always talking about Hearthstone, but never about you. So how do you feel mentally and physically? So I don't know. I don't think I talked about this on the YouTube, but last weekend I had a cellulitis attack. My foot flared up. I couldn't even stand on it. I had to go to the ER, and I've been on heavy antibiotics. So if you've been wondering why the videos might be a little bit out there, I've been pretty out of it. Mentally, haven't been in the greatest mood. I won't lie, the drugs do a lot. And there's always seems to be drama with me on Twitter, with all these Hearthstone people going over after me. But overall, I love you guys. I love the community. The mental anguish of being blocked and blacklisted by certain people, it sucks. It does get to me, but I'm getting a lot better at dealing with it. I just need to get a lot better at shutting up about it. So thank you for bringing that up. But I am doing well. I am recovering well from the foot thing, and things are going very well. So thank you for that. Fabian Schiller asks, what are your thoughts on Legends of Runeterra? Did you ever try it out, or did you try other card games, or just sticking with Hearthstone? So I am very committed to Hearthstone. I am just I'm on this achievement thing right now, and I like playing every single mode and creating as much content as possible. But I did play Runeterra in early access. I played their draft mode for a few days. I did enjoy it, but that's about all I've done. A friend of mine, Saucy Mailman, I'll link his YouTube below. I kind of followed it through him. He's really fun, really awesome, and creates good content. And Legends looks fun. It's just I don't even have time to play games that I want to try out these days, like Bravely Default 2. I have on my Switch. I want to play it. Just don't have time. And I just, I'm very committed to Hearthstone and the channel, making things grow here. And if that takes the sacrifice of my time, I'm more than okay with it. Jacob says, wait, so tournaments use specifically made accounts. Does that mean you get all the cards in the game to make your decks with? So this was in, we're talking about the special accounts that Grandmasters get to use. That's why the whole win trading thing came up last week. And yes, every Grandmaster gets their own Grandmaster account where they basically have a full account, full golden cards, full dust. They can make absolutely everything, so that the end they're they're friend listed with every GM and all the people spectating them. It's just a way of making things clean and simple. They don't rank up with them. They're only used for Grandmasters, but yeah, they get everything. That's a pretty sweet gig, or a sweet perk of being a Grandmaster. Next, we have Geo Cons asking, do you have any assumptions about the non-release Book of Heroes in April? Also, why nobody talks about it? You find it odd they missed their schedule. So April was probably the busiest month they have ever had. They had the new core set, they had classic format, they're working on Mercenaries, they had the biggest patch they've ever had. They had the Book of Mercenaries as well. I think they just had way too much on their plate and they pushed the Book of Heroes back, and we're gonna have the new stuff pretty soon. There's, I think, already 2 scheduled Book of Heroes in the next 2 months. It's coming back. You guys can look forward to the free content. I'll be checking it out, I'll be playing it. It's coming back. It's just a little break because they had so much going on, and with everything COVID related and all of that, it's amazing they got out what they got out. So Nova, Big Dog's wanting to ask about, scabs. We keep arguing about it. We keep fighting. We keep going back and forth. How do you feel about it? She is not happy. You guys need to stop bringing up scabs. It's bringing a lot of turmoil between us, right? All right. Hope you guys enjoyed this week in Hearthstone. Me and Nova, we're going to battle it out over scabs. Which is better? Is it crazy or not? I mean, obviously it's not, but she's just a little bit crazy, a little bit loco. And she says hello. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.